They're blowing leaves outside. Why do we do this as humans? I wanted to do a video talking about my queen, Brittany Murphy, R.I.P. It was her birthday a couple days ago, and they are being very noisy right outside my window. Hi guys. Yeah, I just want to talk about Brittany Murphy for a minute because I just think she's fantastic and I really miss her. And it was her birthday on November 10th. It was her birthday, and I didn't even watch anything on that day that she was in. Maybe I'll do that today. But I just want to talk about Brittany Murphy for a little bit. So, what's your favorite Brittany Murphy movie or thing? That's my question to you. And yeah, I was gonna sing also, but I'm like, I was gonna sing a song in honor of Brittany Murphy, but that might not happen right now because that might not happen. But yeah, there's Clueless, of course, like a lot of people's introduction to her. Always, always a great. I think I've seen it a little too much. I feel like I've seen it a few too many times. Can probably quote most of that movie. So it's one of those that I need to like take a step away from for maybe like a year and then I can revisit it. But it's really good. Clueless is really good. If you haven't seen it recently, it holds up. You should watch it. It's great. One that I do want to watch, and I have wanted to watch for like a year plus, but I don't have it with me, is Cherry Falls. It's a scary, like, slasher, like, horror, Brittany Murphy horror movie with Jay Moore. What? Comedian Jay Moore. He actually plays a good creepy dude. Yeah, 90s, late 90s, I think. It's either 99 or 2000, pretty sure. Drop Dead Gorgeous. That is a gem of a movie, also probably from 1999 if I had to guess. If you haven't seen that one, everyone's fantastic in it, but she's really just like I just love her, okay? I just love her. Spun, that's a pretty big one for her. I actually have never seen it. Probably should. Little Black Book is one of my all-time favorite Brittany Murphy movies. She does a lot of singing in it, and she has such a good voice. I cannot even. She's like, that just was just too much talent for one person, But it's really funny. Holly Hunter's in it. The dude from Office Space, what's his name? Ron Livingston? He's in it. There's a lot of people in it. It's good. Little Black Book. That's probably from like 2004 if I had to guess. I'm just throwing dates out. I don't know if they're right. She was in 8 Mile, which I also haven't seen even though I'm from Michigan and have lived in Detroit. It's just, I don't know. She was in, Girl Interrupted. She played a pretty fun character in that. She was in this really weird one that no one talks about ever. She was in a lot of movies that nobody has seen or talked about. But this one actually like got a wide release because I remember the trailer when it came out and she was all like, I'll never tell. And it's called Don't Say a Word. And she's really a chameleon. So maybe check that one out. I think Michael Douglas? Maybe? That could be wrong. It's been many years since I've seen that movie. Uptown Girls, Dakota Fanning. Heartwarming. It's a chick flick, but like, it's still good. It's still good. She was in Sin City. She was in King of the Hill. Hello! I wanted to talk about King of the Hill for a moment because Luann is such a fantastic character. It's such a good show. If you haven't ever watched King of the Hill, give it a shot. Watch an episode. Give it a shot. I only started watching it a couple years ago, and I love it. It's so, so good. But there's one specific episode that really sold me on the show a couple years ago when I started watching, and it was a very, like, Luann-centric episode. From season 3, at the very end of the, I think it's like episode 23. Just still throwing numbers out there. I believe it's called Wings of Dope, I think. And basically, spoiler alert for King of the Hill, that's been out for like 20 years, 20 something years. Luann has a boyfriend and he dies. And in this episode, it's so good. Oh, I have to watch it again. I have to watch it soon because it's so good. He comes back, his like spirit, his angel comes back to like help her. And it's like the only episode that's like that. But it's so good. And the reason I want to talk about it is because in that episode with, his name is Buckley, the boyfriend that dies, and it comes back, and he had a trampoline, and it was like not in proper jumping condition, so they fixed it up, and then like that's when his spirit appears to Luann's the only one that can see him and talk to him, and they're like jumping on the trampoline together. Well, you know, and this song that's like, hey oh mama, hey oh mama, hey, laughing and on down on my, you know that one, that comes on, and it just really like warmed my heart and my soul, and the song was so familiar to me, and I couldn't figure it out. I got on IMDb looking at soundtracks, couldn't figure it out. And then like a year later, last October, during my, you know, scary movie times, when I was watching all the scary movies and The Parent Trap from the 90s. Why, do you ask? Because their birthday was on October 11th. That's not actually why. It was actually because I was watching Celebrity Jeopardy, and Jessie, the nanny from Parent Trap, was on Celebrity Jeopardy, and I hadn't seen her in anything else like ever, and I was like, oh, that was a cool movie. So then I watched it last October, and then while I was watching it, I was like, oh, their birthday's on October 11th, so it makes sense that I would watch it in October with all the scary stuff. But while I was watching it, there was this like dancey, poppy, upbeat version of the hey mama, and I was like, that is how I know this song. Anyway, back to Brittany Murphy, who was not in The Parent Trap. I think I talked about all the Brittany Murphy things I wanted to talk about, pretty sure. Riding in Cars with Boys, that was another one. She's like a friend of Drew Barrymore's character in that one. She's pretty good. She's so funny. She's just so funny. Okay. And last but not least, Boy Meets World. You probably don't remember her from Boy Meets World. Yeah, you wouldn't. But I do. Because she was me. She was Topanga's weird friend. Even though Topanga was like the weird girl, She was the weirder, Topanga's weirder friend, who Topanga was her only friend. You know, she was that weird girl. Her name was Trini, and she would always say, "People don't get me." And I would be like, "I get you, Trini. I got her. I do." She's like, we're one and the same. So, oh, I didn't even talk about the thing. Okay, one last thing. Because we've been talking for 10 minutes about Brittany Murphy. That song, "Hey, oh mama," the one episode of King of the Hill with that song in it, because that song is so freaking catchy and got stuck in my head on repeat for weeks. That is like how I started singing on my channel. Is because I started a video, I had this like nervous energy, and I just hit record and I was like, "Hey, oh mama," and that was basically like kind of the start of singing on my channel. So thank you, King of the Hill. Thank you, Buckley's Ghost, Angel Boy, and thank you, Luann and Brittany Murphy. Hope you guys have a good day. Okay, bye.